today the court was actually due to hear the testimony of the accused, and that was what everybody was expecting when suddenly the prosecutor actually requested that the murder charges be dropped and that the accused be discharged. So that definitely came as a surprise. But also probably for the Malaysian public, this was probably not so much of a surprise because after a year and a half of the trial going on, we've always heard that the defense lawyers, defense attorneys, and even the accused themselves have always maintained the fact that they did not know what was happening and they thought that they were part of a prank. So it's a yes and no kind of answer if it's a surprise or not. But definitely a surprise today that for the accused to actually just be discharged today, yes.
Okay, so just remind us of what we know in this case, right? There's no doubt, is there, that Siti Aisyah was one of the women who went up to Kim Jong-nam in 2017 and smeared her hands across his face. But if the charges against her have been dropped, presumably prosecutors are looking at some sort of other angles. What could those angles be? What, local collaborators, the North Koreans who were seen in the country before and just after the assassination of Kim Jong-nam? What?
Well, initially, these two were the main accused, and we also know that there were 4 suspects, North Korean suspects, who had fled the country. They had fled Malaysia, and they were never detained, they were never interrogated, nor were they ever questioned for their part in the murder. So most probably, prosecutors are looking at that different angle. Probably they're looking at the witnesses or the people who they were looking for that have already left the country. And if Siti Aisyah is now being discharged, there is probably a high likelihood that the other accused, the Vietnamese woman, could also be discharged. But of course, this is just presumably.
Right, sorry, I thought, Zan, that we had lost the connection with you. Is this affecting diplomatic relations between the countries? Has there been any pressure put on either side regarding this case?
Well, ever since the murder case happened, the relationship between Malaysia and North Korea has actually suffered. Malaysia used to have an embassy in North Korea, in Pyongyang, but now it has closed down, and it has been closed down for more than a year. But recently, preceding the summit that President Trump of the US had with North Korea, Malaysian Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has mentioned that the Malaysian government is interested in fixing the relationship between Malaysia and North Korea. He has only said that so far. We don't know what the future plans are, but he has said that the Malaysian government is open to fixing the relationship, and there is a possibility that we might want to reopen the Malaysian embassy in North Korea.